Hello my people, welcome to another video. Today we are talking Dead by Daylight killer concepts. This is the Fireman. His weapon is a crowbar. Would have done a fireman's axe, but it just seemed too similar to the Huntress. The Huntress has a fireman's axe, so I would not want to do that. I mean, Huntress has an axe, a wood axe. But it's a crowbar, his weapon. And his movement speed and lunge range are going to be less than Hillbilly, but more than Trapper, basically. Yeah, Hillbilly, not Trapper, more than Huntress, less than Hillbilly. Hillbilly, I think, has one of the fastest movement speeds. So does Freddy Krueger, and it's going to be less than them, but he's not going to be like as slow as the Huntress. And his ability is the fire hose. What he does is he can take he has his hose like wrapped on him, maybe like this, or wrapped around his arm or something. Well, that wouldn't work because it's his axe. I mean his crowbar. It's his crowbar, so yeah, he's gonna have his hose and he can throw it and catch survivors and pull them to him. The way survivors can combat this, so this is an OP ability, is that his ability, you can escape by skill checks. So if it's close enough, then it's really no chance. But if you are far enough away, if he tries to throw a cross map hose and catches you from across the map, then you can escape it. And if you go through pallets, it fills up a portion of your struggle meter to struggle out of his hose. So he can pull you through pallets, it breaks the pallets. But if it, for example, if your hose struggle out is at 75% and then he pulls you through a pallet, you're gonna break away and you can run. You escape in the injured state. However, add-ons you can add to that power are increase struggle time, slightly increase range of the hose, because there's going to be a maximum range. It's going to be far, so you can do really long things. If you're down the street at Haddonfield, he can do it during those long stretches where there's no windows, no escape. He can throw it up to the other side and catch you and pull you. But he might need an add-on to do that, slightly increases struggle meter time. And an ultra rare one would be put survivors in the dying state, so even if they escape, then they're in the dying state, so you can just go pick them up. But this also creates, it wouldn't be fair, instantly catches them, because if you catch somebody, puts them in the dying state, they escape, someone blinds you with a flashlight, and their friend can come hit you with hit them with the instant med kit, save them, and then run away. That's a bit of a counterplay to the Fireman. And here are his perks. Never-ending flame. When carrying a survivor, if you start a chase, if there's other people around and you start a chase, the time to wiggle out is reduced by 25%, and your movement speed is increased by 12, 19, and 25% by the perk. If you get rank 1 of this perk, it's 12%. If you get rank 2 of this perk, it's 19%. If you get rank 3 of this perk, it's 25%. And this effect lasts for 5 seconds after ending a chase. He's a fireman. He's used to carrying people out, So that thing, I think, will be good, because also it combats supreme altruism. I know I've had a few games where I'll pick somebody up as killer and survivor. I've done this, but pick a person up. Well, I haven't done body blocking, but I've done flashlight them in the eyes, and that'll still work. Flashlight them in the eyes will still work. But if you don't get a full, if he's blind, but you don't get a killer blinded thing, you get a full thing, then he can move faster and the wiggle time is reduced. But I've had games where, as killer, where all 3 of them would come and run in front of me to body block me. They would body block me at doors, at pallets, like broken pallet areas, like when I'm trying to walk, and like the person will just escape. Oh, and it's really annoying. That's a combat that where they're body blocking me. The dev said in the last stream that, oh, you get a free hit, but that doesn't matter if I don't get the hook. If I don't get the hook, what's the point of a freaking hit? A hook is worth way more than a hit. And they're like, oh, especially if I'm running Thanatophobia. If you're getting body blocked by 3 people, they're probably working together, and Thanatophobia won't be effective for long. So yeah, there's that. The second perk is Burn It Down. When a survivor is in your terror radius, their action speed is slowly reduced to a maximum of 12, 19, and 25% effectively. So like, the longer they're in your terror radius, the more their action speed is reduced. Like, it slowly builds up. It's like 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. But if they spend a long time there, it gets up to a maximum of 12, 19, 25%, respectively, at the 3 perk ranks. Once you perform an offensive action on the survivor, their action speed returns to normal, however. And there's a 5-second buffer. Like, so for example, if you hit them and they have and they run away, get out of your terror radius, then it doesn't affect them again. Like, you can't just hit them and then it immediately start affecting them again. They have well, I think I might increase it. Leave down in the comments what you think, because I don't know if 5 seconds is enough to escape a terror radius, even if the killer's on you, if it's right on your butt. Like, I think it might need to be like, this effect can't be used on the same survivor like for 15 seconds later, because I think 5 might be too short. It's probably gonna, yeah, it's 15. And third and final perk, Hex Final Flame. It is a Hex perk, but it only activates like NOED once the exit gates are active. Once the exit gates are active, once the exit gates are powered, I mean, your terror radius is considerably decreased. However, you can see people within it, and any survivor who has been hooked can be put in a dying state with 1 hit. So it can do it like NOED effect, but the survivor had to have been hooked earlier in the match. It's a Hex perk. It appears once the exit gates are powered. So survivors can combat this by during the match destroying every dull totem. So once the exit gates are powered, the terror radius is decreased. So this is good for you, but like not good for the perk. This is like you can see survivors within your terror radius, but it's like decreased. It's like it's a short terror radius, you know. I don't know the exact meters, but I want it to be like if you're standing on one side of those like little, he can see you from like the other side of the shack range. If you're standing on one side of the shack, and you're on the other side of the shack, that's about the range I want. Maybe a little farther, but I don't want it to be too overpowered. And you had to have been, this is why NOED will still be a viable option, because you had to have been hooked during the match. So if a killer, like, NOED is like a saving grace for a killer. Like, if you just bad that match, like I know I've had a few matches like that, where, like, they were just really good, and I was just really bad. I kept messing up, like, with Hilby and my chainsaw, I kept missing and stuff. I got 1 survivor dead, but the other 3, I never even touched them. And then they fix all the generators, and then they fix that final generator, and they try to run. I get that 1 down, and then I secure my win. I get that 1 down with NOED, like a surprise NOED, and then I secure my win. However, Final Flame will not be that saving grace that NOED is, but there's also the aura reading ability, which like adds on to that. So if like you run to the exit gate and someone's trying to hide around the corner or behind a tree or something, but you don't know exactly where they are, you can see them. But if they haven't been hooked, you can't put them into dying state. But if they have, then you can. If they've been hooked earlier in the match, they had to have been hooked. And this kind of puts like survivors really want to not get hooked. This puts it like survivors want to be altruistic. Survivors want to be sneaky. Like to like not get hooked. Because if this perk comes into effect, this can be really dangerous if he's hooked all 4. But it's not going to render NOED obsolete because you have those bad games where you don't hook everybody. And you don't know who you've hooked unless they like are vastly different characters. Like if they have 2 Claudettes and bloody shirts, then you're like, which one have I hooked? Because you don't get a notification of who you've hooked. So that puts it like survivors can try to trick you, do other stuff. So survivors can combat this the same way they can combat NOED, kind of easier, but also it's a powerful perk for the killer. That's it for the killer concepts. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like down below, comment, and subscribe if you are new. Remember to stay frosty. The Fireman. First episode. Tell me guys what you think. Tell me guys what you think. Tell me what you think, guys, down below in the comment section. Any like changes to the perks or something, because I can do an update video, you know, maybe improving the Fireman. I'm going to be doing another killer soon, the Warden. It's like a prison warden, and his weapon will be a baton. I haven't thought of his power yet, or perks, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. I know that one of the perks is going to be named Lockdown, but that's it. Anyway, I already said thank you guys. I heard all this stuff. Anyway, peace!